Hi there, I'm Teddy Zaki and I'm the co-owner of the Just Teddy Fine Boulangerie and Patisserie. Our shop is a classic French patisserie and boulangerie with a Middle Eastern spin. That coming from my family's French and Lebanese roots.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about the menu here that we can expect.
Essentially our menu is a combination of all of our travels as a family, so we love going to Paris and obviously our homeland in Lebanon. So our menu will bring in both worlds from our travels and our culture, because at the end of the day, between the French and the Lebanese and Middle Eastern cultures, food is a staple of both of them. And our menu is just trying to highlight and showcase what we love as a family and what the cultures themselves respectively love.
Okay, so I see an example of one of the treats here. This is called a baklava cheesecake.
That's it.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about it?
Essentially, the baklava cheesecake came as one of my mad ideas to my father, because I'm a cheesecake fiend and baklava. So put the two together and you get a baklava cheesecake.
That's awesome.
The top of it is the baklava part, whereas you'll see it's a little bit different to the layered baklava. The Lebanese do something called directly translated into a bird's nest, where you'll see vermicelli rolled with butter and pistachios and other chopped nuts, and wriggled around as if a bird was making a mix. And then there's set on the vehicle, which is our classic New York style cheesecake, which is baked. You have to have a baked cheesecake, not a French cheesecake.
And so this is probably one of your best, one of your favorites.
It is one of our best. We actually have a funny story. There was one left in our canter, and two ladies came at the same time for it, and let's just say there was no blood involved, but it got very, very, very messy.
And do you have any other favorites?
My favorite is the gâteau Saint-André, which is filo pastry topped with chouquettes, which are filled with creme patisserie and glazed with caramel and chantilly cream. So it's a textural combination. It's a velvety, smooth, vanilla-y combination. It's just delicious. I'm not allowed to eat them anymore because it's costing us too much money to replace them.
So it sounds very technical when you're talking about the way the things are made. So have you guys been learning for years? Do you go for courses to do this?
Well, essentially my father's been baking since the age of 5. He comes from a big family and he hated school like the majority of every kid that age. So to stay at home and bake with his sister, because his older sister would always bake every day, he would pretend to be sick and stay at home just to get past my staunch grandfather. So his baking comes from his just love affair of the art and just constant repetition, because that's what baking is. It's repetition and love. My sister, who's also a part of the business, she's a classically trained French pastry chef, and that's where all the technique and the panache come in. I'm not allowed to bake anymore. I've got no gentle touch. I'm the brain and the glue behind the brand. I just keep everything together.
Okay. And you mentioned, so 2 people were after the baklava cheesecake.
Yes.
So today was your first day, your opening day?
Today was our first day. It was a day to remember. It was very hectic. I'm not sure how many staff have left me after the commotion. It was a bit so violent, but it was tense. But we had to stay. We had to make a statement because we love what we do.
Okay, so I see that there's almost a page or 2 dedicated to the TWG teas. Let me go into it here. Tell me a little bit more about your TWG.
Well, in my family's travels to the Middle East, specifically the Dubai Mall, and in London, in Europe, there's TWG stores. TWG is the finest tea to come out of Singapore, and globally it is recognized as the best tea. And their stores, as I mentioned, they are lavish, they are luxurious, there's a lot of gold, a lot of black, and a lot of gloss. We try to emulate that, because we just love the brand, we love what it symbolizes, and we're trying to bring that into the country in the light it deserves. So Just Teddy is one of the biggest stockers of the tea on any restaurant menu in the Southern Hemisphere.
Okay, so you mentioned family, so it's fully family owned.
It's fully family run, including our staff. We treat our staff as our family, because the staff we've known them for about 4 years already. And we treat everybody as a family because, especially in Lebanese culture, your family is your rock. And you never turn your back on your family, and at the end of the day, your family is what gets you through life. So restaurant industry is such a hard business. I mean, when I started in the industry, I missed not being with my family, given the hours and how hard it is. So my biggest dream was to have a family-run business, because I can't be away from my family, and I'm blessed to have had that opportunity materialize today.
That's awesome. We have to ask, because load shedding is happening. Do you have a generator?
We have a generator, we've got a lot of candles, and we're hanging on and we're getting through it. We do bake on site, so we're fortunate to have the more actually have a generator, but it's just our bulk production also, it has a strain. You know, if there's no power, it does affect certain techniques that we have to implement that take time. So when there's no power, it does disrupt our baking, but we can guarantee we will have predominantly of the products you do want to eat.
So I see that my tea has arrived. I asked for chamomile and a timer game. Okay, so what's the timer about?
Essentially, every tea takes roughly 3 minutes to brew. So
Can I?
if you turn it now,
Okay.
you obviously would have to open up your tea bag. So we'll just.
Oh, okay. Wait. Let's not.
I was just going to say we're going to run on Lebanese time.
Okay, so I'm supposed to open that, put it in.
That's it. So the time, as you put the tea bag in the hot water,
Right.
that there is to start your brewing time. Because it takes
Okay.
3 minutes to brew.
Okay. Okay, so you can't go a minute under time or over time.
You can. It's just.
It's just at least.
It's just what you need to do. You know, you need to treat it with respect. Everything's about respect, and this tea needs the respect.
Well, it looks really.
The tea comes to you in a lovely paper bag with all plastic bag that has all the descriptions on it. So when you open the bag, the customer really needs to experience the quality of it. I mean, there's 100% cotton tea bag, and if you can see inside here, the quality actually of the tea leaves where they source the tea from. So you would take your tea bag, open up your wonderfully made TWG pot, place your tea bag in there without burning yourself, which I've done.
Oh, I
lately.
would think to put the tea bag in the cup and then put
No,
the
no.
water.
See, you don't brew in the teacup, you brew in the teapot. Then once it's in there, you lock it in by doing your 3-minute timer. A lot of the teas take 3 minutes on average to brew. After that, it's correctly brewed, and you really experience the true taste of each tea that you choose. And that is just solidified by our tea selections description. So if you ever want to familiarize yourself with the tea you're drinking, we have a lovely description there from the brand itself. I mean, it's not just putting water in a cup, drinking it, and hoping for the best. I mean, there's a lot of things you need to know and appreciate about these tea bags, because, as I said, TWG strives to make the best cup of tea globally, and they really, really give it that love and respect that it deserves. Once again, I'm Teddy Zaki of Just Teddy, and I love Zeddo.